Over $240 billion invested in housing sector over 4 years, announces President Ali. The government of Guyana, under the leadership of President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, has invested over $240 billion in the housing sector since assuming office in August 2020, driving significant national development. This announcement was made by President Ali during the opening of the International Building Exposition 2024, held on Thursday evening at the National Stadium, Providence. President Ali highlighted the transformative impact of these investments, which have facilitated the regularization of housing settlements, the allocation of over 35,000 house lots, and the construction of nearly 2,000 new homes. Additionally, these efforts have led to the development of new 4-lane highways and tens of thousands of kilometers of roads, which are vital in advancing Guyana's infrastructure and easing traffic congestion for thousands of commuters and residents. The government's housing initiatives have provided improved access to shelters for approximately 128,000 Guyanese since 2020. The subsidies or wealth transferred to the beneficiaries of house lots during this period amount to approximately $94 billion. Further supporting homeownership, the government increased mortgage relief from $15 million to $30 million, benefiting nearly 17,000 homeowners at a total cost exceeding $2.7 billion. In addition, negotiations with local banks have led to a 2.5% reduction in mortgage interest rates, resulting in a significant 20% increase in housing loans, totaling $56 billion. President Ali noted that these housing loans have the lowest default rate in the hemisphere, underscoring the success of these policies. The government has also invested over $11 billion in constructing 3,000 homes, transferring an additional $2.5 billion in wealth to the beneficiaries of these homes. The president emphasized the nationwide impact of these initiatives, stating, "These are transformations that sometimes go unnoticed, but they are happening across every single region." In addition to housing, these projects have created substantial employment opportunities. Over 350 new small contractors are now involved in constructing these homes, enhancing their livelihoods. Due to these carefully articulated policies, the construction sector grew by 30% in 2021 and about 27% in 2022. Looking ahead, President Ali announced the launch of the Homestead program at the Soesdijk-Linden Highway. "Before the end of this year, we want to build the fastest community in the history of our country and the history of this hemisphere," the president declared, underscoring the government's ongoing commitment to rapid and sustainable development. The International Building Expo, running from August 8th to 11th, is a premier event showcasing the latest innovations and trends in the housing and construction industries. This year's Expo, launched in June under the theme, Building on the Foundation of Sustainability and Unity, features speeches from key figures, including Minister of Housing and Water Colin Kroll, Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water Susan Rodriguez, and Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, PSC, Komal Singh. The event was attended by Prime Minister Brigadier, Retid, Mark Phillips, First Lady Arya Ali, government ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, and representatives from the private sector and other organizations. Government's ongoing commitment to Amerindian development and economic empowerment. Over the past 4 years, the government of Guyana has implemented a series of transformative development programs for over 240 Amerindian villages, coupled with a substantial increase in funding aimed at strengthening village economies, creating equal access to employment, and fostering economic opportunities. In 2024 alone, $9 billion has been budgeted, including funds from carbon credit revenues, to enhance the quality of life and promote social and economic upliftment across Amerindian communities. Carbon credit support and economic projects. Recognizing the vital role Amerindians play in sustaining Guyana's rich ecosystem, the government has committed 15% of total revenues generated from the Low Carbon Development Strategy, LCDS, 2030 towards Amerindian development. In 2023, $4.7 billion, $22 million, was dispersed to 242 villages, funding over 811 projects in areas such as tourism, agriculture, infrastructure, and industrial arts and crafts. This initiative is set to continue in 2024, with an additional $2.7 billion to be distributed, empowering indigenous communities to drive their development. Presidential Grant Program. The Presidential Grant, PG program has been significantly expanded, with small villages now receiving $1 million annually, while larger villages enjoy increased grants of up to $2 million or more. These grants support a variety of projects, including transportation, agriculture, and the acquisition of essential machinery and equipment. In 2023 alone, $947.6 million was allocated to support sustainable and social projects across Amerindian villages. Amerindian Development Fund and Land Titling. The Amerindian Development Fund, ADF, will see the implementation of several million-dollar projects focusing on women's empowerment, food security, tourism, and cultural preservation. The government has earmarked $4.6 billion for the ADF initiative in 2024. Additionally, $800 million has been allocated to advance land titling efforts, with the goal of securing legal ownership for more Amerindian communities. Employment, training, and youth empowerment. Over the past 4 years, the government has created more than 50,000 job opportunities, with approximately 6,000 positions filled by youths and residents from the hinterland regions. The Revitalized Youth Entrepreneurship and Apprenticeship Program, YEAP, has employed nearly 2,700 community service officers, CSOs, injecting over $1 billion annually into the economy. These initiatives are complemented by training programs offered in collaboration with the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs and the Board of Industrial Training, BIT. Support for village planning and sport development. A $600 million multi-year program was launched to strengthen the capacity of Amerindian villages, including the National Tashayos Council, NTC, to develop and implement long-term sustainable plans aligned with national development priorities. Additionally, the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport has provided $1 million in funding to 100 villages to enhance sports facilities, while $3 million was granted for the Upper Mazaruni District Games. Agriculture and social services. The government has invested heavily in the agriculture sector, providing 170 tractors and trailers to support labor-intensive farming and transportation needs. Moreover, ongoing improvements in education and health services include the construction of 4 state-of-the-art hospitals and 15 schools in the hinterland regions. Telemedicine services are also being expanded to deliver quality health care to remote areas. Cultural heritage and Amerindian Heritage Month celebrations. The government remains committed to preserving Amerindian cultural heritage, with $147 million allocated for the 2024 Amerindian Heritage Month celebrations. These initiatives ensure that Guyana's First People are integral to the nation's ongoing transformation. Through these deliberate initiatives and programs, the government is committed to ensuring financial freedom, improved livelihoods, enhanced opportunities, sustainable economies, and the inclusion of Amerindian communities in the nation's growth and development. Ministry of Tourism to explore glamping potential in Region 2. The Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, under the leadership of Minister Wanij Walrond, will soon conduct an assessment to evaluate the potential for luxurious outdoor camping, known as glamping, at Mainstay, Kapoi, and Mashabo in Region 2. This initiative is part of the ministry's strategy to elevate the region into a premier tourism destination. Minister Walrond made the announcement during an outreach to Mainstay/Waiaka and Kapoi on Tuesday. The visit follows a recent trip by the Vice President to the region, which highlighted significant interest in expanding tourism opportunities. The Guyana Tourism Authority, GTA, has been actively collaborating with communities to provide tourism training and support. To date, approximately 300 individuals from various communities have been trained in areas such as tourism management and mixology. These efforts are aimed at fostering local involvement and enhancing the tourism sector's growth. Minister Walrond emphasized that tourism development is not solely dependent on large international investments, but also on empowering local communities to build and promote their tourism products. It's about creating economic opportunities for the people themselves and allowing them to tap into the potential of tourism, she stated. Lake Mainstay has already established itself as a popular tourism hub, and there is a vision to further develop this potential through innovative initiatives like glamping. Community members were encouraged to share their ideas and concerns during the minister's visit, with follow-ups planned to address these inputs and advance the project. The expansion of tourism in Region 2 will not only enhance the region's attractiveness but also bring significant economic benefits to the local communities, Minister Walrond added. Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo announces significant investment in housing sector from oil revenue. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, PPP, Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo, has announced that approximately 30% of the country's oil revenue has been invested in Guyana's rapidly expanding housing sector. This investment is part of the government's commitment to delivering 50,000 house lots by 2025. During his weekly press conference at Freedom House, Georgetown, Dr. Jagdeo revealed that the government has allocated $200 billion towards the development of 40,000 house lots, with a target of reaching 50,000 house lots by the end of this year. We are on course to deliver on our promise of 50,000 new house lots within our 5-year term. By the end of this year, we are confident we will achieve 40,000 house lots, Dr. Jagdeo stated. He emphasized that this investment constitutes around 30% of the oil revenue spent so far. Dr. Jagdeo highlighted that Guyana has transformed into a significant construction site due to the deliberate strategy of the PPP/C government. He assured that every adult Guyanese now has the potential to own a home, a feat he claims would not be achievable under any other government. The General Secretary outlined the costs involved, noting that developing a house lot with infrastructure requires about $5 million, while the lots are sold at highly subsidized rates ranging from $150,000 to $2.5 million, with many priced below $200,000. In addition to land, the government is providing core homes and homes for young professionals through various initiatives. Subsidies for low-income construction materials such as cement and steel have been introduced, and incentives have been provided to banks to lower mortgage rates. Many taxes on building materials have also been removed. Dr. Jagdeo further detailed that over 3,000 community roads in housing areas have been upgraded. The government has also enacted policies to benefit Guyanese by allowing a portion of construction for apartment buildings and homes to be rented to foreigners, particularly those working in the oil and gas industry. This investment in housing is one of the ways we are giving back to our people and ensuring that the benefits of our oil resources are transferred directly to them, Dr. Jagdeo concluded. Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo criticizes APA's alleged partisan ties and questionable actions regarding Amerindian development. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, PPP, Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo, has once again criticized the Amerindian People's Association, APA, for its historical and ongoing association with the opposition A Partnership for National Unity/Alliance for Change, APNU/AFC. Dr. Jagdeo's comments come after the AFC recently introduced Laura George, the APA's former governance and rights coordinator, as a new team member ahead of the 2025 general and regional elections. Additionally, Jean LaRose, a former APA leader, served as the opposition coalition's deputy representative on their list of candidates in the 2015 elections. During a press conference held in Georgetown on Thursday, Dr. Jagdeo highlighted the importance of recognizing the APA's past affiliations when assessing its actions and motives. He pointed out that Laura George had previously claimed in 2022 that the Amerindian land titling project was initiated by former President David Granger, despite the PPP/C administration having started the project before 2015. Land titling moved from 6% in 1992 to 14% by 2014, and since August 2020, the process has been advancing. This progress was stalled during the coalition's 5-year term, and the APA remained silent throughout that period when very little Amerindian lands were titled, Dr. Jagdeo stated. The General Secretary also recalled how the APA remained quiet when former Coalition Minister Keith Scott labeled the First People as avaricious in the National Assembly, even as the National Tacheos Council, NTC, urged the government to fulfill its promises and advance the land titling program. In 2023, the APA attempted to block Guyana's art trees crediting, which would have prevented carbon credit revenues from reaching Amerindian villages. Despite being invited to participate in nationwide consultations, the APA's actions were seen as obstructive by Dr. Jagdeo. The APA portrays itself as a champion for indigenous people, but their actions tell a different story. They have been spreading anti-PPP propaganda for years and seem more interested in hindering development for Amerindian communities than promoting it, Dr. Jagdeo emphasized. Dr. Jagdeo also raised concerns about the APA's reputation for attracting significant funding from donor organizations, while delivering little tangible development to the villages they claim to support. I suspect that it is a group of dishonest, unethical individuals who are willing to sacrifice the development of Amerindian communities for their political motives, he remarked. The AFC was similarly criticized by Dr. Jagdeo for its lack of a comprehensive plan for Amerindian development, despite existing for nearly 15 years. Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo warns of severe impact on Berbicians if GuySuCo operations are downsized. Berbicians face a significant threat to their livelihoods if the Guyana Sugar Corporation, GuySuCo, downsizes its operations, warned Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo, General Secretary of the ruling People's Progressive Party, PPP. Dr. Jagdeo's concerns come in response to recent statements by opposition leader Aubrey Norton, who declared that his party would not support the expansion of the sugar industry if elected to government. At a press conference held at Freedom House on Thursday, Dr. Jagdeo emphasized that sugar production is the primary source of employment and income for many families in the region. He cautioned that any reduction in the sugar industry would not only directly affect those employed by GuySuCo but also have a ripple effect on the broader local economy. The source of disposable income is crucial for other people who are selling other types of services, Dr. Jagdeo explained. Removing this income would disrupt the entire region. Dr. Jagdeo also criticized the previous APNU/AFC government for misleading the public during their campaign by denying plans to close sugar estates, a promise they ultimately did not keep. The closure of estates during their tenure from 2015 to 2020 led to over 7,000 workers losing their jobs and contributed to the collapse of the Berbician economy. The current PPP/C administration has since invested billions to revive the sugar industry, aiming to restore disposable income to families and stabilize the local economy. The industry also plays a vital role in maintaining the drainage and irrigation (DNI) network in the region, which is crucial for preventing flooding and property damage. If there were no functioning sugar estates, villages could face increased flooding risks, Dr. Jagdeo noted. You would have to spend maybe 30% more on DNI in those areas. It's a complex system that operates, one that I don't expect Norton and the others to fully understand. In contrast to the previous administration, the current government has made significant efforts to revitalize the sugar industry. Key actions include reopening the Rose Hall estate, rehiring hundreds of workers, and working towards reopening the Skeldon estate. Additionally, the Enmore estate is being transformed into a sugar refinery, and the Wales estate has been repurposed into the Wales Development Authority. GuySuCo, with the government support, is also advancing in modernizing and mechanizing its operations to ensure the sustainability and growth of the sugar industry. Government's efforts to mitigate rising commodity prices highlighted by Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo. The General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, PPP, Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo, has reiterated the government's comprehensive measures aimed at cushioning the impact of rising commodity prices across Guyana. This response comes in light of what Dr. Jagdeo described as the opposition's distortion of statements made by President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali regarding the issue. Addressing concerns, Dr. Jagdeo acknowledged that while Guyana has experienced some price increases, much of this is due to imported inflation stemming from the global COVID-19 pandemic and other international economic challenges. He emphasized that the government has actively tackled these issues through various interventions. We've made it clear that we have seen some price increases in Guyana, and we have been trying to tackle it. A lot came because of imported inflation due to what's happened during the COVID period and even now. Other countries have fared worse in addressing these issues, Dr. Jagdeo stated. One of the key strategies mentioned was the government's decision to use a lower-cost insurance rate, CIF, value to calculate taxes, effectively reducing the tax burden on imported goods. Additionally, the government has implemented measures to address rising food prices and inflation, including maintaining constant prices for essential commodities and services. Despite global changes in prices, despite COVID, because of direct government policies, we have seen lower mortgage rates, constant electricity prices, constant prices for fuel and transport, reduced water rates, and lower bandwidth costs. Every one of those items goes into the cost of living, not just food prices, Dr. Jagdeo explained. He highlighted the government's commitment to reducing the cost of fuel, noting that the administration has foregone over $80 billion in taxes by removing 50% of the excise tax on fuel, diesel, and gasoline. This subsidy, amounting to $500 per gallon, has kept transportation and production costs stable, benefiting all Guyanese. In addition to fuel subsidies, the government has provided $66 to $70 million USD to the Guyana Power and Light, GPL, to keep electricity rates constant. Without this intervention, electricity bills would have increased by 30% due to higher fuel prices. Dr. Jagdeo also pointed out that since taking office, the government has reduced water rates by 5% and has invested heavily in capital projects, including the construction of 13 new water treatment plants that will benefit nearly 250,000 Guyanese. The liberalization of the telecommunications sector was another significant achievement, leading to increased data allocation for the same cost, thanks to government action. Mortgage rates have also decreased due to incentives provided to commercial banks, further easing the financial burden on Guyanese households. Dr. Jagdeo emphasized that the government's ongoing support for small businesses and the expansion of the part-time job program are part of its broader strategy to improve the standard of living for all citizens. The government remains firmly dedicated to continuously improving the standard of living of all Guyanese, as demonstrated by the constant execution of Guyana's transformative agenda, he concluded. International Building Exposition 2024, a platform for innovation and growth in Guyana's expanding sectors. The International Building Exposition 2024 has opened its doors, offering a unique opportunity for Guyana's private sector to connect with global trends, explore cutting-edge technologies, and capitalize on the rapid expansion of the country's construction, real estate, and agriculture sectors. Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, PSC, Komal Singh, emphasized the significance of the event during the opening ceremony held at the National Stadium, Providence, on Thursday evening. He highlighted that the Expo is more than just an exhibition. It is a gateway to collaboration, innovation, and growth, showcasing the collective vision of a progressive and sustainable Guyana on the global stage. This Expo is more than just an exhibition. It is a gateway to collaboration, innovation, and growth. The event provides an ideal platform for businesses to showcase their products and services, forge strategic alliances, and contribute to the growing transformation of Guyana's infrastructure landscape, Singh stated. With over 500 local and international exhibitors participating, the Expo presents groundbreaking housing and construction solutions, among other services. The PSC chairman expressed satisfaction with the diverse representation of industry leaders, investors, and stakeholders, all of whom are committed to shaping Guyana's future. The future of Guyana is bright, and we have the opportunity to shape it together. I encourage all participants to take full advantage of the opportunities presented here to network, innovate, and collaborate. Let us continue to build on a solid foundation laid by our government and private sector and drive this country forward into a new era of prosperity and development, Singh urged. Looking ahead, Singh noted that Guyana's real gross domestic product, GDP, growth is projected to reach an impressive 34.3%, driven by increased oil and gas production, as well as activities in other sectors such as construction, manufacturing, and agriculture. These sectors have been pivotal in strengthening the non-oil economy, a result of deliberate policies, strategic government investments in infrastructure, and growing investor confidence in Guyana's economic future. The International Building Exposition 2024 continues to be a crucial platform for showcasing innovation, fostering collaboration, and driving the transformation of Guyana's infrastructure landscape, paving the way for a new era of prosperity and development. Government expands housing infrastructure for a sustainable future at International Building Expo 2024. The government of Guyana continues to drive the expansion of the nation's housing infrastructure, laying the foundation for a sustainable future. This transformative vision is evident in the remarkable progress seen across the country and even recognized by Guyanese abroad. During the opening ceremony of the International Building Expo 2024 at the National Stadium, Providence, on Thursday evening, Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodriguez, emphasized that investments in the housing sector are designed to empower Guyanese with home ownership and prepare them to thrive in the country's promising future. Minister Rodriguez stated, "We are not the do-nothing type. We believe in results. We are builders, and we are building a Guyana that is so rich with opportunities that every little Guyanese boy or girl on the coast or the hinterland, from a rich family or a poor family, no matter the color of your skin or the texture of your hair, can dream their biggest dream and know that it can become a reality." She reiterated that the government's mission is to unite the country and ensure that prosperity reaches every household. The highly anticipated International Building Expo 2024, which has become a cornerstone event for the country, offers a wealth of opportunities for networking and collaboration among local and international businesses. The Expo serves as a hub for innovative ideas and the expansion of existing ventures, with approximately 30 companies from Canada, the United States, India, Indonesia, and other foreign countries participating. Additionally, over 400 local companies are showcasing sustainable and environmental concepts aimed at improving homeownership in Guyana. Over the next few days, the country will witness innovation at its best. We are confident that Building Expo 2024 will provide an invaluable platform for knowledge exchange, networking, and collaboration. It is an opportunity for us to learn from each other, inspire new ideas, and forge partnerships, Minister Rodriguez remarked. She also highlighted the Expo's reputation as a premier platform for entrepreneurs to launch, expand, and showcase new businesses. The event offers unmatched opportunities for industry professionals to network and collaborate, further advancing Guyana's development. Reflecting on the past 4 years, Minister Rodriguez noted the phenomenal changes experienced across Guyana, marked by modern infrastructure that caters to a more sustainable future. This progress is a testament to a government that remains people-focused and committed to improving the living standards of all Guyanese. The 2024 International Building Expo, held under the theme, Building on the Foundation of Sustainability and Unity, will conclude on Sunday, providing a showcase of the government's ongoing efforts to ensure a prosperous and sustainable future for the nation. 1,730 land titles and over 2,000 house lots to be distributed at International Building Expo 2024. The Ministry of Housing and Water Central Housing and Planning Authority, CHPA, will distribute 1,730 certificates of title and allocate over 2,000 house lots during the International Building Expo 2024, which opened on Thursday evening at the National Stadium, Providence. Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, made the announcement during his address to the large crowd gathered for the event. He highlighted the government's commitment to land ownership, a hallmark of the PPP/C government, noting that by the end of this year, over 40,000 house lots will have been allocated. We will be allocating over 2,000 lots over the next 2 days and issuing 1,730 certificates of titles, Minister Crowell stated, adding that the ministry is finalizing ownership in new areas such as La Reconnaissance, Cummings Lodge, Great Diamond, Golden Grove, Industry, Nonpareil, and Enterprise. Over the past 4 years, the government has distributed more than 34,000 house lots, significantly surpassing the 7,534 lots distributed by the previous APNU plus AFC government between 2015 and 2020. The current administration's target of allocating 50,000 house lots over 5 years is well on track, and Minister Crowell emphasized that this target did not originally include the construction of complete houses. However, to meet growing demand, the government has allocated over 1,700 houses, with more than 1,500 in various stages of completion. Minister Crowell also announced plans to build an additional 600 houses by the end of the year to address the increasing need for affordable housing. New areas identified for housing this year include Mabaruma in Region 1, Wales in Region 3, La Bonne Intention, LBI, Felicity, Chateau Margaux, Haruni, Nonpareil, Enterprise, and Silica City in Region 4. Additional housing areas have been identified in Waterloo, Region 5, Molson Creek and Palmyra, Region 6, Bartica, Region 7, and Mahdia, Region 8. Plantations Hope and York in Region 10 will also see the commencement of new housing schemes. Of course, Silica City, as you know, is the brainchild of His Excellency President Ali, and shortly he will unveil the master plan for this area, Minister Crowell noted. The government's progress in the housing sector has been supported by banks and insurance companies, which have lowered their interest rates to facilitate faster loan approvals. Minister Crowell emphasized the importance of affordable housing, noting that changes in demand have led to updates in policies and legislation, including the amendment of the Condominium Act to better support developers and buyers. Affordable housing is a critical necessity for the people of Guyana, and easier access to financing has made the dream of homeownership a reality for thousands of Guyanese. People from all walks of life can rely on our government to provide housing at an affordable rate, Minister Crowell stated. The International Building Expo 2024 continues to be a platform for showcasing the government's commitment to sustainable development and affordable housing for all Guyanese. President Ali announces completion of Silica City model at International Building Expo 2024. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali has proudly announced the completion of the model for Silica City, Guyana's first smart and sustainable city project. The announcement was made during the opening of the International Building Exposition 2024, held Thursday evening at the National Stadium, Providence. Silica City, an ambitious initiative by the Guyanese government, is designed to address the challenges posed by climate change, sea level rise, and the growth of non-coastal urban settlements. President Ali emphasized the project's significance, stating, "We are well on the journey of delivering on the dream of Silica City, making it a reality and the most desirable city that one may want to live in. Over the last year, we have sharpened the framework for Silica City." In partnership with the University of Miami, the government has finalized a comprehensive master plan for Silica City. This plan, which will be unveiled during the International Building Expo, features cutting-edge technologies and amenities that will position Silica City as Guyana's most sought-after location for environmentally friendly and sustainable living. President Ali expressed his commitment to realizing Silica City by 2030, stating, "Nothing will stop us. We are going to continue engaging and working with the best planners. Young people, experienced people, and the global community is where our learning must come from. We must learn from the mistakes that other cities would have made in the building phase, so that we could create a product that reflects the soul of our country." Silica City will showcase top-tier developments, including smart homes equipped with the latest energy-saving technologies for wastewater management, energy management, and water conservation. The city is envisioned as a place of sustainable resilience, natural beauty, and modern innovation, built to stand the test of time and set a global benchmark for urban development. The city will feature a range of amenities, including recreational parks, community centers, an electricity grid, multi-specialty healthcare facilities, and a supportive environment that enhances well-being, productivity, and happiness. Silica City is expected to become a hub for innovative companies and industries, fostering an inclusive urban economy and efficient urban living. The International Building Expo, running from August 8th to 11th, serves as the ideal platform to showcase the master plan for Silica City, aligning with this year's theme, building on the foundation of sustainability and unity.